course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
all the way through the show
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child. For said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change.
24 years ago today, iconic rapper Tupac Shakur was shot here in Las Vegas.
The rapper was shot inside of a BMW while stopped at a red light on Koval and Flamingo. We all know the story. He then died 6 days later. The shooting happened after a Mike Tyson fight against Bruce Sheldon at MGM Grand. And then there was a brawl inside of the lobby right after that fight. Tupac was in the car with Marion Suge Knight, who was grazed by a bullet. No one has ever been arrested for Tupac's murder.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
The truth. The truth. You can't handle the truth, mister. sir. Music, please. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Self Love. Vision. There it is. I'm just a kid from the hazy. I'm just a kid from Chicago. What down, what down, what down, what down? Welcome to Chi-Town's very own, the Self Love Show. These are lessons, not lectures. We got two mottos. On earth as it is in heaven, and as above, so below. Right now, we can be found Malcolm exclusively right here on the YouTube channel. This Ain't That Network, more affectionately known as TATN. TATN. Yeah? It's your co-host, 9 Millie, also known as one of the Delphs. What down, what down, what down, Chi-Town? Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. One more. I am greater than my excuse. Today is Hump Day, Wednesday. That'll be June 15th, 615 at 611 LA time. We live and in living color. As always, we like to acknowledge you cats can be any place in this magnanimous universe. And thankfully, we all scooter chose to be here together. Here, together. Big ups, big ups, big ups, brother Word Smith. What you manifesting today, sir?
Love. Man, you know me. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother. Ditto. Pure, magnificent, magnanimous. Some say tough, some say harsh. But pure love just the same, my brother. Pure love just the same.
I hear you.
Yes, sir. So what's been going on in your neck of the shot, Brody?
Heat wave, heat wave, heat wave. Oh my God. These past couple of days, it's like a sauna outside. If you want to go to the sauna, you don't have to. You can just step outside in Chicago.
It's a heat wave, heat wave. I think that's the Supremes or somebody. I can't remember.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, it was, whoo. I mean, goodness.
Stay cool, bro. Stay cool. And I know that humidity ain't no punk.
No, it's a sauna out there.
Man. All right. So today we got an important show. But what to expect if you cats aren't abreast of the regular format. We always, we top this off. We kick it off with the self-love quote of the day. Then, of course, we have our MGD vid. And then we get into, we run a short video, Self-Love and I, we unpack it. And we determine if it's tattoo tyranny, or not. Then, of course, we may run a secondary video, which is how to move or how not to move. We'll see. Then, of course, we got our dome teaser, and that's the riddle, the dome teaser. That's the riddle du jour. And then we have a rather serious topic, something that should be, I think, talked about a bit more amongst the ADOS or the B1, whatever you want to call us. High blood pressure and B1 causes, cures. They call it the silent killer. Then, of course, we have next week's sneak peek. And then my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's when this brother to my right summarizes the entire topic in a freestyle, off the rip. Not New York style. We're talking Chicago, Philly style of off the rip. Not pre-written and something nobody's ever heard before, and we just label it a freestyle. We're talking about straight off the top of the dome. And, yeah, work of genius, if I do say so myself. But first, announcements. Self Love, you got any announcements, Brody?
Like, share, subscribe. Let's share it far and wide.
I'll say. And I have my announcement is that at the end of the show, we're going to, I'm actually going to do my blood pressure right here on International Self Love TV. I'll let you guys see what that number comes at. And after we run this topic, you guys should know what those numbers mean. If you're paying attention and you have those comprehension skills that the smartest, most intelligent chat on the internet, I'm sure, has. So keep getting the word out here. As Self Love said, like, share, subscribe, post it on your social media, tag people. If you know it's a silent killer, but so you can think somebody with hypertension or high blood pressure, and that person can be right in the what?
Point of view.
Yeah, right in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can feel 100%, and then bam, boom, stroke, bam, boom, massive heart attack. It happens. So we're not here to fan fear, because fear is cap. If and when that happens, we're going off to a better place. But it's about spending more time with our families, things of this nature. All right. So as Self said, like, share, subscribe. If anybody's in the chat is experiencing hypertension or has experienced it, or maybe lost a family member to it, or succumbed to it, got any stories, let us know. I am going to type the phone number, which is 424-900-6945. That's 424-900-6945. That's 1,000. That's right, 1,000% troll free. Trolls get holes in the building. So, try it out if you want to. So we definitely would appreciate any input on topic. All right. Any input that is on topic. Enough of my blabbing. I'll turn it over to this brother Wordsmith here so he can handle his business.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for coming and watching. Greatly appreciate you. This is why we do this, to better ourselves. Today we're breaking down, as Mid9 said, hypertension and B1, causes and cure for the silent killer. And as always, we have a very important video for you to watch. The More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self Love Nation off of. And before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. People take ownership of sickness and disease by saying things like, my high blood pressure, my diabetes, my heart disease, my depression, my. Don't own it, because it doesn't belong to you. Once again, people take ownership of sickness and disease by saying things like, my high blood pressure, my diabetes, my heart disease, my depression, my. Don't own it, because it doesn't belong to you. Stella Payton. And check out the video. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Self Love, what's number 10, bro? Last but definitely not least.
To protect our women and children by any and all means necessary.
Factually. Facts, bro. Yes, sir. And if you guys missed last week's show, it's part of a 2-part series entitled Acquiring Wealth. We had some cats that, are well on their way to, lots of figures in their bank accounts and have lots of figures in their bank accounts, but it's all relative. But we went over mindset. It's called Acquiring Wealth 101. The first is mindset. Next week, we're going to have Acquiring Wealth 102. And that's where we're going to get into the stuff in the bag, money-making opportunities and things of that nature. What you could potentially do with your money that you got just sitting there in the bank. The bank's investing it, and they're giving you less than 1% interest on it. And at the current rate of inflation, you're just losing money. You know what I mean?
Facts. Absolute, complete facts. It's a great show. I recommend you go check it out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, very, very powerful guest. We had a panel of entrepreneurs and, professionals, and they just drive hard, and put their little soldiers to work for them so that those little soldiers can come back bigger soldiers with more soldiers, and then you can spend that money on other things. So there we go. All right. So big ups to those guys. I can't wait to have them back next week.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely. All right, so now, Self Love, did you see the 10-year-old perp walk? Yeah? 10-year-old.
No, I stay pretty unplugged. But you know what? I think I might have heard about this, though.
The perp walk. The perp walk. Big ups to Inside Edition.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. The nation is understandably focused on guns and school shootings, and this 10-year-old boy paraded in front of the media after cops say he sent threatening messages to another student is caught right in the middle. He is still in custody, and though his dad says he doesn't deny that the little boy talked of guns, he says it was the stupid humor of a child. And now he's speaking exclusively with Inside Edition.
The video was jarring. A 10-year-old Florida boy marched in front of photographers as he's taken away in handcuffs. Then came this, a shocking mugshot, unblurred despite his age. The reason? Sending what cops say were threatening messages just 4 days after the Uvalde, Texas school massacre. According to the police report, Daniel Marquez, a 5th grader, sent a Google image of 4 assault rifles to a friend and texted, "I bought this," followed by another text, "Get ready for Water Day," an upcoming gathering for students with good grades. The other boy's father contacted police, and within hours, the 10-year-old was in cuffs, and his mugshot broadcast around the world.
To me, heartbreaking and very confusing.
Derek Marquez, an Army veteran, is the 10-year-old's father, and he's speaking out to Inside Edition. After 11 days, his son is still in custody at a juvenile detention center near Naples, Florida. Your son, is he a troublemaker? Does he have any kind of history of making threats?
He's never been in trouble. He's never had any type of disciplinary action, not even in school.
Do you understand, does Daniel understand that sending these messages after what we saw in Texas just seems like a huge mistake?
I don't think Daniel really understood the gravity of the situation.
He's 10.
The local sheriff, Carmine Marceno, is defending his hardline response. He says he released the mugshot, even though Daniel is a minor, to send a clear message. Do you stand by this arrest?
100% I stand behind this arrest. I say, well, as a sheriff, Fab, it's a 10-year-old, you know, come on, it's a 10-year-old. And I don't look into that threat, okay? And next thing I know, God forbid, there's a mass shooting. God forbid he commits a tragic act. You and I are talking on a much different place, and it's all my fault.
Letitia Kim is the boy's attorney.
What was done by Sheriff Marceno was part of his larger political agenda. He has made it clear that he is the law and order sheriff. What we have here is fake law and order and real consequences to defenseless children, such as Daniel.
Meanwhile, Congress held hearings today on gun violence and the Uvalde massacre, including videotaped testimony from survivor Maya Cerrillo. She says she smeared blood on her face and played dead.
I thought he was going to come back to the room, so I grabbed the blood and put it all over me.
The United States Attorney General today announced an independent investigation into the delayed police response in Uvalde.
All right. Okay. What's your thoughts on that, Self? You're on mute, I think.
I'm blown away because that's not what I. Wow. Tyranny, political move.
And we've had little pink kids do stuff older than that, and they won't show the picture in the mugshot because they're minors.
Hold on, the killer in Buffalo had problems that they overlooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and he was older than 18.
And he was doing crap, and they overlooked the stuff, but they're not overlooking this. And you know it's racism. Tyranny.
Yeah, but the pig is, if we can say pig, the sheriff dude is Hispanic, and it looked like the child victim is Hispanic.
Oh, brown face or whatever you want to call it. It's no different than blackface.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These political people, they want to further their, I'm the tough on criminals.
Can that kid even, he had no record, never been in trouble before. Can he even shoot a AR-15 without the recoil? Like, I mean, I guess if he was trained, maybe, I don't know, if he had practice.
Yeah, I'm sure if he was trained, yeah.
All right, well, my next thing is why not get the kid some help as opposed to putting the kid into some juvie home?
Tyranny. Political game.
Well, we're going to ask the chat. I think Self Love and I are in agreement. I'm going to say this is 100% tyranny. I mean, at what age does this stop? Let's see here. Coach Moultrie says, all the mass shooters have been in the eyesight of some authorities and nothing's been done. You have to start setting an example somewhere. I guess he's saying with the 9-year-old.
Oh, yeah, 10-year-old game.
10-year-old. I don't think we've had any 10-year-old mass shooters, first of all. So he doesn't even fit the demographic. The demographic is an 18, 19, 20-year-old pink person. Would you not say so?
Yeah, I would say, but if I would not have much of a problem if it was a pink person that had been in trouble or something.
Yeah, but I have issues because A, the age, They roll out these kind of laws, and then the only people they're going to start arresting is going to be your browns and your blacks, locking up a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds in jail for nonsense when they don't really even know better, so to speak. His dad's a military guy. The kid had never been in trouble. When don't you send this kid home to the dad? And, I don't know. It just seems weird.
It's racism and tyranny. So, I mean, that's why it seems weird.
Because he posted pictures of guns, not pictures of his guns, not that he actually had these guns. He posted pictures that he pulled off the internet of guns. He didn't make threats.
Say, I bought these. Watch for water day, whatever that means.
That's where you get the kid out of the regular school. You get him out of the general population. You put him in a special school for kids who make threats of such a nature. You send him in there with the real bad boys for a year or so, and then he can realize, oh, whoa.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I need to get my shit together. Yeah, exactly. All right, well, thanks for your comment there, Coach Moultrie. We'll see what more of the chat has to say on this. But I think me and Self first voted. We both voted, and we agree that that's tyranny, plain and simple. 10-year-olds perp walking, showing his mug shot.
That's crazy.
So you can win an election. All right. We do have a to move or not to move, and this one's called pop-up planters. Pop-up planters. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in. Yeah.
This San Francisco, California couple walks the streets with pink water guns in hand so they can spread flower power.
Behold my street art.
They call it guerrilla gardening.
We plant native pollinator seeds in neglected areas of land, and it's just a nice way to make a forgotten about space, full of flowers.
This is so beautiful. This is what happens when the entire seed pack goes to bloom.
The pair told CBS News' Lalia Luciano that they not only help bees pollinate flowers, but residents love it.
I think people think it's fun and rebellious, and it's getting them excited about planting.
They have a huge social media following, and they've discovered a community of people passionate about gardening.
We take a break from our computers and we take a walk at sunset, and we sow native seeds on our walks. We'll forget that we sowed a place up with seeds, and then we'll turn a corner 3 months later, and all of a sudden you'll see all of the plants.
Shalico and Phoenix also educate others about their craft, and it's proved to be very rewarding.
We're speaking at schools and universities, and we met with this troop of Girl Scouts.
Put them in the shaker.
And taught them about native wildflowers. They dressed up as bees, and we taught them about pollinators and just the benefits of that. It's just introducing the next generation to this and sort of getting them in touch with nature.
Although they've been doing this 10 years, they still find it enjoyable.
Every time. It never gets old.
There's always something that we've planted blooming. So it's just kind of heartwarming. I feel like you can feel it. People call it our magic trick, but it's nature's magic trick. We're just helping it along.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindle.
Looked like the lady was wearing pajamas that was doing the interviewing. Big ups to Inside Edition. All right, Self, is that how to move or how not to move in our community?
I would say that's how to move. I just wish it was some food.
Something edible?
Yeah.
Maybe even some reefer, huh? Can you say reefer on YouTube? That'd be nice to help the community out. You know what I mean? You just walk around. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Somebody thought about this. Now, kids, we're not saying, pull up wild reefer out of the ground and smoke it. Nobody's telling you to do that or not to do it. You know what I mean? No. But I'd say it's, I agree with you. It'd be nice if it was some sort of food or herb, not necessarily reefer, but it's nice to bring some beauty, to the whole thing.
It is. It is.
You know what I mean?
I think if we planted fruit trees and stuff around the place, that could end a lot of hunger. there were fruit trees around a lot, you know?
Yeah, I mean, wild fruit trees, they cut them down and stuff because, grocery stores couldn't make money, and I don't know what kind of fruit you can grow there in Chicago. Maybe it's apple tree will make it through the winter. I don't know, but
I think most of them will make it through the winter, you know what I mean? And, start over in the spring.
And it'll just produce fruit in the
Like
spring and the summer.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some wild trees that can grow there.
Like remember the mulberries, the little berry trees? That stuff grows. So I'm assuming there's some other ones that I can grow here.
Yeah. All right. High blood pressure and B1 causes and cures. That's today's topics. And but we do want to get to the dome teaser, today's riddle. All right, let's go, chat. Step it up. I'm challenging you out there. All right, Self. Here we go. This one's a bit esoteric. You'd have to be a wordsmith to figure this out. What is the difference between a jeweler and a jailer? What is the difference between a jeweler and a jailer? And
I've heard this one before, but I can't think of the answer.
It's a play on words. I'll give you guys that much of a hint. What's the difference between a jeweler and a jailer? So if you guys hang out to the end of today's show, and if you're not watching the live stream, you can just forward to the end. And, just like if you're reading a book and you just skip to the last chapter, continue being an idiot your whole life, you can do that here. You know what I mean? But big ups to all the people who skip to the last chapter. But we'll go over that. And if you know the answer in the chat, do type the key to the riddle into the chat. All right. So today's show, we're going to go over hypertension, high blood pressure. The purpose is to open, as many eyes as possible to the reality. If high blood pressure was wearing a white hood and a white sheet, not ghosts. We're talking about Triple K. If they were the Klan taking us out at night, like a thief in the night, we'd be more, max attentive to the situation. But somehow, we just go through life with these blinders on, like it won't happen to me, or to you, or to your closest loved one, etc., etc. I will say that folks are starting to fall off younger and younger and younger due to high blood pressure out there. And that's what we're prepared to unpack today. All right? So if there's any doctors out there, that want to chime in, if you know my number, you can text me. We can, drop you a link. We'd be more than happy if you pull up and, help us cover this material as well. So, self-love, though, let's get at it. What is hypertension or high blood pressure in layman's terms?
When consistently, when your heart beats, it pushes the blood through your vein, and it causes pressure. When you're dealing with blood pressure, the first reading is when the heart pumps and the blood goes through the vein, and the second number is when the heart is at rest.
Right. I think it pumps it through the arteries, and then it flows back
through the vein.
I believe that's right.
I think so too.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Oh,
here.
by the way.
Go ahead, bro. Oh, you figured it out?
Yeah.
All right. You typed it in there. All right. Yeah, he's quite the wordsmith. It looks like he's got it right.
Just said I had heard it before, but I couldn't think of it. I was like, oh, I heard this.
That's interesting. All right, so your definition wasn't too far off base. As the blood flows, it puts pressure on your artery walls. This is called blood pressure. High blood pressure, also referred to as hypertension, happens when your blood moves through your arteries at a higher pressure than normal. Many different things can cause high blood pressure, which we do and we shall unpack here today. Coach Moultrie said kids have paintball shooting experience and those guns are very aggressive like a real gun. Just ask the former Chicago police superintendent. He says any high fuel blood pressure, anyone. Yeah, this high price of gas is running my pressure up. Well, not my pressure. But all right. Putin caused a lot of high fuel blood pressure for a lot of Americans. As Coach.
On topic, Coach. On topic, H. Moultrie, please.
Well, I mean, he's somewhat on topic here. You know, he was commenting on the gun video he ran with the little kid, and then he's mixing up gasoline and pressure. Maybe we can do a show on price of gas. But all right, how many Americans, we're specifically talking about in the U.S., die each year, and how many are African American? You got any stats on that, Self? Any percentages? Any clue?
Not much, not stat wise, but I would assume that it's a much higher rate for us than any of our counterparts.
That assumption would be correct. These are CDC stats from 2019. 500,000 deaths were attributed to high blood pressure. 47% of U.S. adults, according to the CDC, have high blood pressure.
Wow.
So half of men, half of U.S. adult males have high blood pressure. And you'd be surprised, 54% of women have high blood pressure. Now, when you talk about your blacks, your African Americans out there, this is overall, 56% of blacks have high blood pressure, adults. And of the pinks, it's 48%. Among those recommended to see the issue, we always think the numbers is a big difference, but the pinks are getting the treatment, and going to the doctor and, et cetera, et cetera. But now, among those recommended to take blood pressure medication, blood pressure control is higher among non-Hispanic white adults, 32%, than in non-Hispanic black adults, 25%. Non-Hispanic Asian adults, 19%, or Hispanic adults, 25%. So it goes to what I was just saying about, getting it under control. You guys, you got any comments on that? Like, share, subscribe, by the way, you guys.
All the time. Hit the bell and all of that. It's interesting. I would have thought it would be a bigger disparity from the way they, talk about our diet and such.
Yeah, I think when you get into, because that was the people with high blood pressure. But when you talk about who actually die from it, the actual, all the complications.
Okay.
That's probably where your number gets jacked up,
Okay.
for your blacks out there.
Yeah.
Because we just rolling around, smoking it and shaking the salt, smoking it and shaking it, not working out, not walking as much. You know what I mean? And, we'll get into this later. Some people say there could be something DNA-wise that makes these things affect indigenous people or melanated people in a more deadly way than it does your pinks out there.
Yeah, facts. It has been proven that they can direct disease specifically by DNA. in halo groups or whatever they call them, halo groups. They've proven that. So they
yeah.
It's no, it's all by plan, I should say, that we have a lot of food deserts, and even the stores we have in our neighborhoods, even the major brands, they bring us what they take from their more better neighborhoods. Like the produce won't come straight to the Jewels right here. It goes to another Jewel, and then it sits there for a minute, and then they pack it back up and send it here.
Mm-hmm.
And through Instacart and all of that, I'm seeing so much. I'm like, and working for the company that I work for, I'm traveling way out in the suburbs and stuff, and it's a night and day difference between brand name stores.
Quick sidebar, since you're going over all your conspiracy theories of the week. Yeah, I think
conspiracy realists.
I think recently you said they got a cure for cancer, and last week they were talking about they tested a pill for rectal cancer, and it cured 100% of the trial group. I think was like 20 people who took it over 6 months, and this pill allegedly improves activates your own immune system, huh? Wow. Can any natural healers think of this? And it's so, as opposed to, right, going to just directly kill the cancer, it's activating your, I forgot what they called it, but it wasn't white cells.
T cells?
But it activates whatever word, I'll look it up, whatever word they were using. It wasn't that, though. But it basically turned out to be your immune system to, attack the, what do you call that? The cancer and the tumor. 100% with minimal side effects out here. So you've been saying they got a cure for cancer. You've been saying it.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I know it's factual. Like,
you think the Queen, what are the odds the Queen of England has taken that already years ago?
100%.
Who was that? Family Guy did an episode. Was it Family Guy? Yeah, was it Family Guy? Yeah, her dad had the cure for cancer and wouldn't release it because he said it was going to hurt all the prices of everything, all the other drugs. All right. But that was a quick sidebar. I digressed. But yeah, conspiracy realists. All right. So yeah. Now, today's topic, for those who don't know, we're covering high blood pressure and the ADOS, causes and cures, why they call it the silent killer. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that thumbs up. What type of death does high blood pressure cause? What deaths, Self, would you say are attributed to the silent killer?
Heart attack, stroke.
Check.
Liver failure, I want to say.
I think that there you go. Ding, 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 ding. Check.
Yeah.
There's one more.
Heart failure. I don't know, lack of a better term. I guess that's a heart attack.
Yeah, that's a heart attack.
I don't have any idea about the last.
It's kind of related to the kidney failure, but what people don't know, diabetes, bro.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. And
wow.
And since I've been on this, because, you guys, full disclosure, my pressure had shot up. And I've been on this journey. Bro, it's sodium. I'm like, what? Why is it sodium? I bought an all-natural peanut butter. And my wife tasted it. She's like, it's just too salty for me. I'm like, salt? There's no salt in this. And I went over there and read the thing. I'm like, damn. Boy, they get you coming and going.
They put salt and sugar in stuff, and it kind of balances, so they can put more sugar and more salt.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
I never thought about that.
The American diet it's really a death. What they tell you you should eat 3 times a day means you won't live to 70 years old.
You won't live.
You won't.
So if they shouldn't even be telling you to eat bacon, any processed meat with breakfast, all that you're coming up watching on TV, the fried bacon and all that salt and that processed
Furthermore, they invented breakfast to have make an issue, because most people didn't eat in the morning until they started that.
Right. You talking about you wake up, get a little work done out there.
Yes.
Work up an appetite out there.
Yes, you eat a little something.
Right.
Continue your fast.
Right.
You will break your fast with some bread or something,
right.
something natural, whatever. You don't eat no full meal and all that.
No. You might eat some fruit off a tree or something.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Never thought about the fact that they would be adding more so they can balance it. That doesn't seem far-fetched at all. And they can sell salt and sugar at the same time.
Yes.
Wow. That is diabolical, for lack of a better word.
And that's what it is. And that's what these corporations are all about. They're diabolical.
Like Monsanto? Can we say Monsanto on the...
We better be careful. That's a huge lobby. TATN. That's a huge lobby. You gotta be careful with that one out there.
Yeah, they got corporate security too. Them be the ones have you coming up missing out there, like, oh, Mr. Big Mouth out there, huh? Yeah.
Talk about Monsanto out there.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
All right. All right. But actually, yeah, you named them all, man. All right. Can anybody, even in the chat, I know you guys are a little behind, and the phone lines are open. Feel free to call in. Let me double check that. I tell people the phone lines open every week. Then after the show, yeah, they are open. I couldn't realize. Oh, it never downloaded. The app never downloaded. All right. So we're gonna push past that, you guys, and we're gonna move to the next one. This one, I think, is extremely important. Symptoms. Now, warning, it's a silent killer out there. It is a silent killer, all right? So you're lucky if you get symptoms.
Facts.
And you're privy to the symptoms, because they come and go, they're fleeting, it passed. You know what I mean? Yeah, you think, whatever that was, it passed. But so can you think of some symptoms that may be associated with hypertension?
Passing out.
Okay. Dizziness. Ding, ding, ding.
Dizziness. Yeah. That's what I was going to say next. Equilibrium.
That is one.
Actually, I don't know much past that.
Okay. You can't think of any other ones that might. Oh, all right. Well, hold on. You're saved by the bell.
Yeah, because I don't know.
All right.
Them trolls get holes around here.
Yeah, let's see. All right, hold on a second here, Coach. Thanks for calling the Self Love Show. Lessons, not lectures. You're live on the Self Love Show, Coach. What you got to say?
I think y'all in the middle of symptoms. You got nosebleeds and headaches.
Yeah, nosebleeds, headaches, ding ding. Tori said dizziness. That's 3. Yeah. Go ahead. You got any more you can think of?
What's going on? All right, I'm trying to be on topic now. You know what I mean?
You're on topic. You got any more symptoms you can think of?
No, that's basically it, man. Headaches.
You said
headaches, nosebleeds, maybe a little numbness. You get a little numbness sometimes.
You do, yep. You can get arm numbness. You can, yeah.
A little numbness,
All right.
Then sometimes you don't have any symptoms. You go to the doctor and then you find out you have high blood pressure.
Yeah, that's a majority of it. It's a silent killer.
Mostly, facts.
Then you got a lot of people that don't even go to the doctor and don't even know that they have high blood pressure.
Facts.
They don't have no symptoms.
Facts.
And before you know it, they having a stroke or whatever.
Middle of the night.
And they out of here.
Yeah. Or they had a big barbecue, eating a bunch of meat, and then they got the stroke. Yeah.
But I've been, like I said, that balance of nature stuff. That stuff seems like it's pretty good, man. It gives you all of your nutrition, your fruits and your vegetables and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all seen that, but that's pretty good. A lot of doctors are recommending that for people.
What is that?
Help you with your high blood pressure.
Wait, you broke up there. What are they recommending? What are they recommending, Coach?
Balance of nature.
Oh, okay.
It's
Balance
like,
of nature.
It's like fruits
okay.
and
It's a
vegetables.
brand.
You get fruit pills and you get vegetable pills. You take like 3 of them a day, because we all don't eat the necessary fruits and vegetables that we need to eat, because it's just too much for our body. That we're supposed to have.
Yeah. So they got
everyday lives. We just don't do it. Nobody does it.
Balance of nature. Okay. All right. So it's in a pill.
And this puts everything all in it. I mean, of course, you still gotta eat your fruits and vegetables,
Right.
But this just makes sure you got it. You know what I mean? So.
All right.
Yep.
All right. You got any other tips or comments, Coach?
No, that's it. Y'all can go ahead. I'll sit back and listen. I'm gonna hang up now.
All right.
Good luck with y'all.
All right. Well, thanks for the support, Coach, and be healthy out there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
All right now.
All right.
Wakil L said blurred vision,
he hit
migraines.
Whoa. Ding, ding, ding. Blurred vision. Ding, ding. What else did he say?
Migraines, which was same as headaches. So.
Headaches. Ding, ding, ding. That's normally when you're in crisis. But ding, ding, ding.
And blood clots.
I don't see blood clots. I'm not saying it isn't, but I mean that. I guess that would be a symptom, but it's not
heart
nothing.
Attack or strokes.
Yeah, but you wouldn't feel you wouldn't feel a blood clot. You know what I'm saying? Symptoms that you could feel.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what happens as a result necessarily of it.
Right.
Just symptoms that you may be able to feel if it's not sign.
Yeah.
So I'll go through some more unless there's some more in the chat. Any more in the chat?
All
right, so we got headaches, which y'all named, in crisis. Nosebleeds, I think that was named. And it's funny,
Coach named that.
Yeah, and I did get a nosebleed, bro, about a few months ago, and I hadn't had one since I was a shorty. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's peculiar. All right. And then shortness of breath. So when you see people walking up the stairs and shortness of breath, decreased pain response. And see, for a beta noob, and they even said in my research stuff that you'll have this decreased pain response. You think, oh, I'm healthy. No, that's not good. The decreased pain response, not good. Vision problems. I don't think anybody talked about that.
Wakil said blurred vision.
Okay, yeah. We had Dr. Coney, who was on our show. He did another.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah. And he did another podcast where he was talking about hypertensive retinopathy. And he did bring it up on our show.
Yeah.
Where you see those floaters, or it's a result. You can mess your eyes up, and we all tie it to diabetes, but it's all tied to just high blood pressure, bro.
Right. I had no idea diabetes was tied to blood pressure. Right.
Irregular heartbeat. So and these are rare because you don't really get symptoms. But what they're saying is, if you feeling irregular, and you don't normally feel that. You haven't always had that in your life. I never had that. But an irregular heartbeat, dizziness, I know that's been said. Here's one: pounding in your ears and chest. That's probably when you're in crisis, and by that time you're probably headed to the emergency room out there, or at least to the other one. What's the one self? It's not really a urgent care.
Yeah.
Bloated with frequent urination. Did you hear that, platypus? Bloated with frequent urination. Yeah.
goodness.
But in seriousness, Self, you see most of our community walking around with the gut.
Facts.
And it's starting at an earlier and earlier age. Blood spots in eyes. I wasn't too clear. Is that like a literally? I guess instead of your eyes being white, they're being
part of it is red. I've seen that.
Yeah, I had one since 5th grade, but I got poked in the eye hooping.
Right.
Never forget Greg Bennett. That's who.
Oh wow.
I can remember his name.
Yeah.
All right. Ain't seen him since 8th grade. Big ups to Greg Bennett. All right. Facial flushing. This is more for your pinks out here or your high yellows. You know, so your face is more red than normal. Nausea. I think we mentioned that with dizziness, but nausea is another one. You know, you feel like you want to puke. All right.
Wow.
And they said be careful though, because don't expect these. It's tough to even bring these up, because anybody watching the show, don't expect that you're going to get these symptoms, because it's a silent killer out there.
Most people don't get them out there.
Yeah. Or they'll come and go, and you think, oh, I must have been something I ate. Oh, I just had a headache and I laid down, and you know. Then one time you lay down and you wake up with a stroke or a major heart failure out there. God forbid. All right.
Big Brian, be humble. He woke up and couldn't move, and then he woke up later on and he could, so he just thought it was a dream or whatever, and went right on to work and had a major stroke. If he would have went to the doctor, because he couldn't,
they could have gave him a drug or something.
They could have stopped it.
Yeah. And they'd have put him on IVs and start giving him that DASH diet, or they got him right. And, and it would have told him, you know, that would have been his warning. And
yes.
Big ups to be humble. All right. And then Self, and the 13th, they said the most common symptom is no symptoms vis-a-vis silent killer. And that's what we want everybody to know. The most common symptom is no symptom.
That's crazy.
That's like, ain't that a diabolical killer?
Yeah.
You know?
And the system feeds that. All the preservatives and GMOs and all this stuff, they don't have to let everybody know what is what. I'm beginning to wonder if they're going to let people know which meat is grown in the lab. Is that going to be on a label? You know, because the CDC just cleared that last week or something, that they're going to be able to grow meat in a lab and sell it like they butchered it.
Yeah, you know, and I have to, you know, do some meditation on that, because that versus the way we're not natural grown meats, but the way we're doing now with the prison farming, the torture farming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Self?
And these animals are sentient beings, and they are well aware of what's going on.
Oh, yes.
They're poisoning themselves.
Yes.
They're poisoning themselves like, because they have fear, and it's real fear, because it ain't cap. They're being led to slaughter.
Yeah, well, that's why the Jewish, you know, that's what kosher means. You know, they kill in a certain way where the animal never saw it coming and didn't feel it. Right. Yeah.
Kosher, it's another one too. What's the Muslims have?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Halil. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, look that up. Yeah, look that up. It's a Muslim form of kosher. All right, so we ran over the symptoms, you guys, which is it's a silent killer. And then we're about to take a short break, but before we do, I want to discuss what is a healthy blood pressure, what's considered a normal blood pressure for most adults. Self Love mentioned the systolic pressure, that's the top number. And then the diastolic pressure, that's going to be the the bottom number, and that's the pressure of when your heart's at rest. So, you have any idea what the doctors say would be a high, the highest that you could be considered normal?
120 over 80 or something. 120 over 80.
That's exactly it. It's been a moving target over the years because it used to be 140, and then they took it. Yeah, they took it on down to 120. I forgot what reason why they said they took it down to 120 over 80.
So they could sell more blood pressure medicine.
That could be it. So they can dope you up, scare the shit out of people.
And Halil was right.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Halil. Yes, so you guys, a target pressure is 120 over 80 or less. You don't want to get too far less because then that's low blood pressure, and that's a whole nother kit of caboodle, but that's not today's show.
Right. They say it's worse, though.
Well, yeah, I bet that's not a silent killer. I bet you feel that. But I don't know. I haven't researched that at all. Maybe that's something that we can look into. All right, but yeah, it's very intelligent chat. That's for damn sure. These guys coming through in a pinch. All right, so you guys know what we're doing today. We're covering hypertension in the second half of the show. We're going to have cures and solutions, and I'm going to run my blood pressure right here on national TV and show you guys the result. Yeah, buddy.
It's halftime. Thank y'all for being here. You are the reason why we do this. So we can spread love, honor, and respect to the Self Love Nation. Today, we're discussing hypertension and B1. And we broke down causes and definitions in the first half. And as Mills said, we're going to look at cures and how to treat them. But we are blessed to be here. We got a few videos for you to watch for your edutainment. Check them out, and we'll be right back at you.
It's halftime. All right, and so on June 15th, you guys, we're doing hypertension, a silent killer.
5 years ago,
You can
Tracy
run the
Johnson
next one
was
if
at
you're
work
there.
when she suddenly felt extremely warm.
The nurse on the site checked my blood pressure, and it was 220 over 120, and they sent me straight to the ER.
A silent killer in remedies. Yeah, so this one's very close to home and very close to the black community.
Johnson, 46 at the time, learned she had high blood pressure, which runs in her family. New research in the Journal of the American Heart Association shows 75% of African American men and women are likely to develop high blood pressure by age 55, compared to 55% of white men and 40% of white women.
Yes.
We're getting back to our health series, right, Self?
Okay.
And so we've covered hypertension, but we haven't covered it on its own.
Black men are hit hardest by high blood pressure, some of the highest in the world. It's a silent killer that often comes without symptoms or warning.
It's almost like it seems like it creeps up on people.
So we're going to look into that, ways to avoid it, ways to get things back under control, and it's a red alert to our communities because they call it a silent killer for a reason.
Hollywood director John Singleton's death was a wake-up call.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I think it's genocide. So the white man's poisons, you know, they always coming to the indigenous people and giving us salts and sugars and, you know, fattening us up.
In this room, Dr. Mosey Bennett with the Minneapolis Heart Institute has seen the worst.
As a heart failure cardiologist, I see kind of the end stage, the end results of uncontrolled blood pressure. That's advanced heart disease, a heart that doesn't pump that well anymore. We know heart disease is the leading cause of death.
We'll get there next week. right. Yeah.
Bennett says a blood pressure of 120/80 is ideal. More than 40% of black men and women have high blood pressure, compared to 29% of the general population. Plus, they're more likely to die and have a stroke at a younger age because of it. But why?
Facts, because, you know, how it is, bro. Right now, we're dealing with mindset.
Facts. So, y'all check in, you know, so that we can get our mindsets right.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
What's the point of life? Lord, why do we do it? And what's the point of strife? Pimps and whores see right through it. They see fluid. All Johns ain't saints, and St. John knew it. Tricks are preachers, 12 disciples, and so-called druids. See, solid. Get married and have shorties after college. So what's the point? Vibrate love, go share knowledge. Silence is violence. Stupid is as stupid does. Join the Give Back Gang Alliance. Gang, gang. Speak on churches or any of their influence in your community back in the day.
I mean, I don't know, you know, that's a delicate subject. You know, you know what I'm saying?
It is.
I mean, so it's like, you know, I ain't trying to offend nobody, you know, but it's definitely churches everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I mean, I personally don't understand how we can worship, you know, the same beliefs as our oppressors. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to continue to do the same thing that they taught us. I mean, my whole thing is anything they taught us during slavery, I'm doing the opposite, dude. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the reality of the situation is that Jesus was a black man who was fighting the oppression of the Roman Europeans and their invasion of his land. And so they killed him, and then 50 years later, they flip it up and start a whole religion to basically control the rest of the world using his power and strength, and to take all of our strength away from us. You know, so you know, it's kind of crazy, you know. I mean, it's like, I believe in Jesus, but I definitely don't believe in what the Romans have taught us about him and his life and the way that it's being taught now. And honestly, I think you mentioned my name earlier. I was named after Jomo Kenyatta. He was the first president of Kenya back in the day. And so one of his famous quotes that I like is that, and he says it the best. He said, when they came, we had the land and they had the Bible. They gave us the Bible. We knelt down to pray. And when we looked up, we had the Bible and they had the land. And they still got the land to this day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at South Africa, the Wazungu own 95% of the land, but then they're complaining about folks, wanting to take it from them. You know what I'm saying? So it's, it's crazy, man. But I mean, I think as African people, because we are African people wherever we are in the world, as African people, we are a very spiritual people. And that is our strength, our spirituality. Because regardless of what you want to call, what word or what name you want to call God or the creator or whatever, that power is there. And we tap into that power. That power is within us, And so the church is a good thing because we use that power. And that's people have the revelations and, just the blessings and the strength and the energy that you feel in church. And so it's good when anytime we come together in a positive way, regardless of what name we want to put on it, that's a good thing and a positive thing for us in our community. But the sad part is how they used our strength and our natural spirituality to control us. And that's what we're doing today. I mean, to the same day, like you go throughout the Black community in the States, you're gonna see mad liquor stores and mad churches, and basically both of them subdue us. Like it makes us, accept the situation and the conditions that we're in. You know what I'm saying? And so all the money that these churches got, all the resources, all the power, all the ears that they in, they need to be doing something to build our community on an economic and a political, not politics like they talking about, but true political way. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marcus Garvey, like, Elijah Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to build our communities and take responsibility for ourselves and our communities. And I think the church will be a great way to do it. But, ever since the 60s or, those movements, the church has not been political at all. So, I guess that's my spill on that.
Hey, bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
Our topic, high blood pressure and B1, causes and cures, silent killer. So we covered what Self Love said we covered. I do want to ask though, Self, what causes high blood pressure?
Diet, lifestyle, some of it could be the trauma that is in our DNA from our ancestors.
Okay. All right. So when you say diet, what do you mean?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different types of diets.
Well, we generally have the low budget diet and consists of a lot of processed foods that have a lot of poison in them, for lack of a better term, things that are harmful to the human vessel.
I see what you're saying. You're talking about the poverty packs that we eat and we grow up eating, and then tend to grow up eating, and then we turn around and feed that to our little ones behind us, tend to, for the most part.
Yes. And as I said, if you follow the American diet, what they tell you, that pyramid or whatever, that can lead most people to hypertension, at least our people.
I'm going to have to pull that up and look at it. Okay. All right. So, as Self said, food, medicine can cause high blood pressure. Lifestyle, what you're putting in your body out there. Meaning alcohol, cocaine, could be other stuff, not just limited to that. Age, it's a natural process. So as you get older, what they consider a high blood pressure, it would be a higher number. So it's more of a red flag if a 20-year-old had a 140 over 100. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if a 80-year-old had that, they're pretty much healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's probably accumulation of all that food and crap and lifestyle.
I agree. All right, that'll be a nice study, actually. Age, genetics can cause high blood pressure. Okay. Well, let's get into the chat real quick, because there's some related stuff. H. Moultrie said if you just go to the doctor no less than 2 times a year, maybe 3, you can stay on top of it. Many people have health insurance and don't even go to the doctor. And the people that don't have health insurance won't even go to the county hospital. Well said. And the reason I stopped to read that there was because, when you talk about, causes, your doctor can help you find out what might be causing yours. Common factors that can lead to high blood pressure include a diet high in salts, fats, and or cholesterol. Your trans fats out there. Chronic conditions such as kidney and hormone problems, diabetes, high cholesterol, family history out there, especially if your parents or other close relatives have high blood pressure out there. Lack of physical activity out there. Sitting around stuffing your face full of those salty Doritos out there, watching your favorite TV show or sports game, pounding a few brews, taking a couple of shots of Uncle Remus. Not Uncle Remus, Uncle Nearest. All right. So lack of physical activity. Older age, the older you are, the more likely you are to have high blood pressure. Being overweight or obese. Many of us, thick. No. Can't create a word for being overweight or obese and go around calling everybody thick. Okay. Right. All right. Race. Non-Hispanic black people are more likely to have high blood pressure than people of any other race. I think Self said that at the top of the show. Some birth control medicines, more to the genocide, some birth control medicines and other medicines can lead to high blood pressure.
Poison.
Stress, poison. You mentioned
why we don't trust the doctors out there. That's why a lot of people got insurance, but don't go to the doctor because they don't trust them.
And definitely don't trust the doctors, or you might trust your family doctor, but then the pharmaceutical companies, how can I trust them? They're all about big profit.
Yeah. And I haven't had a family doctor for a long time, so I'm a little weary out there.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to go there and trust your gut. You got to get your checkups, let them tell you what they're going to tell you. It's not like they're going to hypnotize you and you got to do what they say. You know what I mean?
Well, I always come through clean as a whistle. So, you know what I mean? I do go, but I don't really trust them out there. But clean as a whistle, yet the same.
All right.
Blessings, though.
That's right. Stress, Self. I think you were talking about trauma. But so, imagine that. You're sitting there eating your Uncle Remus or your Harold, and they're shooting outside, shooting on the way there. You know what I mean? You heard shooting all night. You know what I mean? You're out in front of the liquor store and shooting out there. You eating more fatback, Tobacco use. You're rolling that reefer up. Rolling that reefer up in your blunts. Or you're smoking those Newport 100 longs, crush proof box. Tobacco use and or drinking too much alcohol all can lead to high blood pressure. Comments?
That's what I was meaning about lifestyle out there, because it can definitely lead to it. But mostly these poisons, and they put a whole lot of extra stuff in the food in the grocery stores, which it's a mess. And they taught us that a lot of stuff that we do on a regular basis is like healthy, but they know it absolutely is not healthy for us.
Facts, and more facts. But all of that I see in our community. Salts, fats, sugars, family history. I see a lot of lack of physical activity. People start walking with the wobble. 40 years old, they're already wobbling like, the penguins. You know what I'm talking about? Wobbling, holding their big purse. Yeah, struggling up the stairs. That's not cute, black people. Yeah, sweating. Yeah. Smoking those cigarettes and sweating. Yeah, the lack of physical activity. We've seen it all, Self. The obesity, or overweight. Overweight. I'd like to get a figure on how many black folks are overweight. Not necessarily obese, but overweight. What percentage?
Bro, I don't know if you want to know that, because it's gonna be like
80-something%.
Probably 90%, bro. Like, and some things I've seen, I'm overweight, and you.
Yeah, I'm overweight, and I mean, when I say overweight, I'm obese. And people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you look good, you look great." I'm considered obese on their chart, Self. Obese.
Bro, I'm overweight on their chart. Bro.
Yeah, you're overweight. I'm obese.
That's it's ludicrous. I don't believe them. That's lunacy. Like, we see obese. You see obese. We've seen obese. You, my friend, are not obese.
Yeah, but you just got to come up with another term for the ones that it's a reality. It's a gut check.
Well, they say morbidly obese, I guess.
Morbidly, yeah.
Morbidly? I thought it was mortally.
It's all the same. Morbid, yeah. So what we're thinking of as obese is probably morbidly obese. Yes.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Pinky is looking at me like, look at this big fat son of a bitch.
I don't know. I don't see it, but that.
You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, you're right though, because they would say like some real thin woman is that's a beautiful body.
Yeah.
And I'd be sitting there like,
you talking about the cocoa right there?
we're looking at the same thing out there. Street pole out there.
I don't know if we can say cocoa, but
she's street pole out there. You can say street pole. I know you can say that.
Yeah, we can say we can say map head too.
Oh yeah, straight up and down. Like we're looking at the same thing here.
All right, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. And we're talking high blood pressure and the ADOS causes, cures, and silent killer. Causes, cures, and silent killer. Phone lines are open, 424-900-6945. You know, you guys... Troll free, 100%. And you know, we could save one life, then this show has been worth it. All right, so we just shot through the causes. Any ideas on how to lower BP out there?
Diet.
Ding, ding, ding.
Exercise.
Ding, 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 ding.
Adjustment of lifestyle.
Ding, 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 ding.
Some basic discipline.
Yeah, man. Discipline. You know, discipline is the dream. Discipline is the bridge to all dreams of achievement.
Facts. Facts. And more facts.
Self has hit the nail on the head. So let me run through these real quick. Lose extra pounds and watch your waistline. Your waistline. Blood pressure often increases as weight increases. Being overweight also can cause disrupted breathing while you sleep apnea, which further raises your blood pressure. Weight loss is one of the most effective lifestyle changes for controlling blood pressure. Losing even a small amount of weight, if you're overweight or obese, can help reduce your blood pressure. In general, you may reduce your blood pressure by about 1 millimeter. I don't know what that is. We're not on that metrics thing. But you may reduce your blood pressure by about 1 millimeter of mercury with each kilogram, which is about 2.2 pounds of weight you lose. Besides shedding pounds, you generally should also keep an eye on your waistline. Carrying too much weight around your waist can put you at greater risk of high blood pressure. In general, men are at risk if their waist measurement is greater than 40 inches. That's 102 centimeters. You guys, you know what your waistlines are. Women are at risk if their waist measurement is greater than 35 inches. That's 89 centimeters. These numbers vary among ethnic groups out there. Ask your doctor about a healthy weight measurement for you. Number 2, exercise regularly. Regular physical activity, such as 150 minutes a week, which computes to about 30 minutes most days of the week, can lower your blood pressure by about 5 to 8 millimeters per Hg if you have high blood pressure. It's important to be consistent because if you stop exercising, your blood pressure can and will rise again. If you have elevated blood pressure, exercise can help you avoid developing hypertension at the end. If you already have hypertension, regular physical activity can bring your blood pressure down to safer levels. Some examples of aerobic exercise you may try to lower blood pressure include walking, jogging, cycling, swimming's great out yet, dancing. You can also try high-intensity interval training, which involves alternative short bursts of intense activity with subsequent recovery periods of lighter activity. Strength training can help reduce blood pressure. It's pumping iron out there, push-ups, things of that nature. Aim to include strength training exercises at least 2 days a week. Talk to your doctor about developing an exercise program. Any comments out there before I move on?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, I think I went in there. Now, I forgot what they call it, because most people's blood pressure goes way up. Just the fact of being around the doctors in those white coats, especially if you don't trust them. And
Right.
the doctor's pink, you already don't, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Or blackface, they can be blackface too.
Yeah. But mine was pretty high. I think I went in there and I was 160 over. It was like 160 over like 110.
Yeah, that don't sound good at all.
I was at the hospital. I mean, at the at the. And I'm like, I feel great. You know what I mean? I'm like, what are you talking about? That can't be right. Do it again. Came down maybe 2, but not a lot. But I have learned that my pressure is way higher when they test me at the doctor's office than on my own. But we'll get more into that. Yeah. I forgot what they call that. I didn't know I had that.
What I tend to do when the doctors are going to take me up, they're going to take my blood pressure, I just kind of meditate before and during the whole process. So I don't know if I'm cheating the system or whatever, but that's what I do.
I meditate every day. I meditate when they're doing it. It's just high, But okay, so exercise regularly. We did that.
Mm-hmm.
Eat a healthy diet. Eating a diet that is rich in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and low-fat dairy products. And hold on a second. Can you hear a TV, Sal?
Yes.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, diet is essential.
Thank you. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, diet is essential, and we got to just, do better. And you need to, there's also something I'm discovering, that there's a diet for blood type. Research that, there's different tolerances for different blood types.
This is very true. All right. I concur. All right. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, so we have to do what's right for ourselves. We have to, just like when you're on a flight and the stewardess says, put your mask on first before you try to put a mask on anyone else. We have to help ourselves. We have to become more self-efficient and be more focused on our health, which is our wealth, so we can grow together and get to a higher level. And that's the point that we're doing here.
Well said, bro. All right, and then so let me just keep scooting down this list here. Where are we at? Eating a healthy diet. So eat a diet that is rich in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and low-fat dairy products, and skims on saturated fat and cholesterol can lower your blood pressure by up to 11 mmHg if you have high blood pressure. This eating plan is known as Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension, or DASH. It isn't easy to change your eating habits, but with these tips, you can adopt a healthy diet. Keep a food diary, writing down what you eat. even for just a week, can shed surprising light on your true eating habits. Monitor what you eat, how much, when, and why. Consider boosting potassium. Potassium can lessen the effects of sodium on blood pressure. The best source of potassium is food such as fruits and vegetables. I like pure pomegranate juice. It's a great source. Rather than supplements. Talk to your doctor about the potassium level that's best for you. Be a smart shopper. Read food labels when you shop and stick to your healthy eating plan when you're dining out. 4. Reduce sodium in your diet. Even a small reduction in the sodium in your diet can improve your heart health and reduce your high blood pressure by about 5 to 6 mmHg if you have high blood pressure. The effect of sodium intake on blood pressure varies among groups of people. In general, limit sodium to 2,300 milligrams a day. I'm doing 1,500 milligrams a day or less. However, a lower sodium intake, 1,500 milligrams a day or less, is ideal for most adults. To decrease sodium in your diet, consider these tips. Read food labels, if possible. Choose low-sodium alternatives of the foods and beverages you normally buy. Eat processed foods. Only a small amount of sodium occurs naturally in foods. Most sodium is added during processing. Do not add salt. Just 1 level teaspoon of salt has 2,300 milligrams of sodium. Use I'm going to read that again. Just 1 level teaspoon of salt has 2,300 milligrams of sodium. That would be the high end of the limit. So if you're, shaking here and you go to a restaurant and you're shaking and they already got salt on it,
Wow.
Yeah. Ease into it. If you don't feel you can drastically reduce the sodium in your diet suddenly, cut back gradually, your palate will adjust over time. And I can tell you that's exactly what's happening to my palate. You got any comments before we move on?
Change your mind, change your life. Decide that what you thought tastes good doesn't. It's too salty.
The first 3 days, I was like, man, I can't live like this. But you can't live the other way. I was like, man, this shit is
You won't
horrible.
live the other way. That's the whole point.
I was like, man, this was horrible. I'm like, it's just bland. But man, after about 5 days, I did. My palate changed, and I started learning how to use other herbs and other spices.
That's what you got. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the key right there.
Yeah. All right. So, that has been the key. All right. Limit the amount of alcohol you drink. Alcohol can be both good and bad for your health. By drinking alcohol only in moderation, generally 1 drink a day for women or 2 a day for men, you could potentially lower your blood pressure by about 4 mmHg. 1 drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or 1.5 ounces of 80 proof liquor. Yeah. But that protective effect is lost if you drink too much alcohol. Drinking more than moderate amounts of alcohol can actually raise your blood pressure by several points. It can also reduce the effectiveness of blood pressure medications. Number 6, quit smoking. Each cigarette you smoke increases your blood pressure for many minutes after you finish. Stopping smoking helps your blood pressure return to normal. Quitting smoking can reduce your risk of heart disease and improve your overall health. People who quit smoking may live longer than people who never quit smoking. Cut back on caffeine. The role caffeine plays in blood pressure is still debated. Caffeine can raise blood pressure up to 10 mmHg in people who rarely consume it. But people who drink coffee regularly may experience little or no effect on their blood pressure. Although the long-term effects of caffeine on blood pressure are not clear, It's possible blood pressure may slightly increase. To see if caffeine raises your blood pressure, check your pressure within 30 I'm going to try this. Within 30 minutes of drinking a caffeinated beverage. If your blood pressure increases by 5 to 10 millimeter Hg, you may be sensitive to the blood pressure raising effects of caffeine. Talk to your doctor about the effects of caffeine on your pressure. Number 8, reduce stress. Chronic stress may contribute to high blood pressure. More research is needed to determine the effects of chronic stress. Occasional stress can also contribute to high blood pressure if you react to stress by eating unhealthy foods, drinking alcohol, or smoking. Take some time to think about what causes you to feel stressed, such as work, family, finances, or illness. Once you know what's causing your stress, consider how you can eliminate or reduce stress. If you can't eliminate all your stressors, you can try at least to cope with them. Try to change your expectations. For example, plan your day and focus on your priorities. Avoid trying to do too much and learn to say no. Understand there are some things you
that's
can't.
huge.
Yeah, it's very huge. Understand there are some things you can't change or control, but you can focus on how you react to them. You want to comment on that? And keep pushing.
That's huge. I mean, learning to act and function as an adult and be able to tell people no is a huge. I mean, because if you tell everybody yes, then you have no time to build yourself. And no is a huge in this life. Learn to use it. It's a huge tool.
With Dr. Law, I think somebody, I don't know, it was Suki said, no is a complete sentence. Short,
yes.
Yeah, yes, it is. Focus on issues you can control and make plans to solve them. If you are having an issue at work, try talking to your manager. If you are having a conflict with your kids or spouse, take steps to resolve it. Avoid stress triggers. Try to avoid triggers when you can. For example, if rush hour traffic on the way to work causes stress, try leaving earlier in the morning or take public transportation. They never rode a LA city bus. Avoid people who can cause you stress if possible. Make time to relax and do activities you enjoy. Take time each day to sit quietly and breathe deeply. Make time for enjoyable activities or hobbies in your schedule, such as taking a walk, cooking, or volunteering. Practice gratitude. Expressing gratitude to others can reduce your stress. That's interesting. Monitor, yeah, it is. That is interesting.
That's paramount too.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
If you're grateful for life, then it leaves a lot of aggravation out.
Facts.
You know, and it's not about what happens to you, it's how you react to it. Because
facts.
So many of us have been through so much, and you know, you don't have to raise your pressure over some nonsense.
And let's just say your job is something, your career is frustrating you. If you're able to show gratitude to it, it'll kind of put an umbrella or a blanket over all the negative stuff you're feeling. If you're able to just say, hey, look, you know, I really thank you guys for this opportunity, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's helping me grow as a person. And you're right. You instantly start feeling better.
Smiling.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's on the list, but smiling can lower your blood pressure because it causes the endorphins. I don't know if that's in it.
Yeah.
That you feel better. Like, you know, I make a practice of it. Like when I'm feeling lousy,
yeah,
I smile on purpose and keep smiling. You know.
Yeah.
And I feel better eventually. And the smile is genuine.
All right. Monitor your blood pressure at home and see your doctor regularly. Home monitoring can help you keep tabs on your pressure. Make certain your lifestyle, and you can get a monitor for like $60, a good one. Make certain your lifestyle changes are working and alert you and your doctor to potential health complications. Blood pressure monitors are available widely and without a prescription. Talk to your doctor about home monitoring before you get started. You know, you can have get-togethers at your home and check everybody's pressure. People like that. Regular visits with your doctor are also key to controlling your blood pressure. If your blood pressure is well controlled, check with your doctor about how often you need to check it. Your doctor may suggest checking it daily or less often. If you're making any changes in your medications or other treatments, your doctor may recommend you check your blood pressure starting 2 weeks after treatment changes and a week before your next appointment. Number 10, get support. Support of family and friends can help improve your health. They may encourage you to take care of yourself, drive you to your doctor's office, or embark on an exercise program with you to keep your blood pressure low. If you find you need support beyond your family and friends, consider joining a support group. This may put you in touch with people who can give you an emotional or morale boost and who can offer practical tips to cope with your condition. All right. So that's what we got, so with our solutions.
Well said. Whoever put it together and said it, you know, I would like to add that fiber is a part of your diet. But if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, then you'll get the fiber, because fiber is very important to clearing your arteries and veins.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. We're going to get into that, but that's a good point. Spinach and everything. Yeah, bro. Yeah, like the day after I found out my pressure was high, I was taking an Uber to work. It's a white guy, a pink guy. He was white. And he...
whitish.
Yeah. Said how he had been homeless. He told me, man, he had went from the gambit in the 80s and the cocaine 80s. He was making 6 figures back then. You know what I mean? Snorting it up. And then he ended up homeless in LA for a long time. And then he got back on his feet. Now he's got money in the bank again. But he was saying he had high pressure lifestyle, you know. And but he told me, he was like, man, you quit smoking, you know, and change your diet and start exercising. He's like, man, it's going to go down. He said they had started him on those pills. He said he had to stop taking them because, you know, side effects, he didn't like them out there. You know, he felt like he was still taking drugs out there.
Because he was. I mean.
Yeah, so he didn't, but he did say he's older than me, but he did say he got his pressure down. You know, and I you know me, so if I talk to and listen to anybody, you know what I'm saying? And universe sent that dude to me to tell me his story. Gave me confidence,
Facts.
you know. Yeah. You know, to leave the drugs alone, to leave their drugs alone and, you know, do it naturally.
Facts. I mean, most of the time it's just a little adjustment. Even with the diabetes, like the type 2 diabetes anyway, like lose some weight and it goes right away. Like it go right away. Like practice some discipline with this part of your life. Because most people practice discipline in certain parts of their life and others not so much.
Yep.
So you just got to practice some discipline.
They could be disciplined in every walk of life, but chain smoking cigarettes.
Facts.
Yeah. You're talking about the compounding effect, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I want to just go over this DASH diet really quick. But there's other ways you can do it, and there's been other, you know, Dr. Sebi, rest his soul. There's been other people who tell you how to eat. This is just one way. Nation of Islam, Eat to Live. It was Elijah Muhammad wrote that. So there's others. But, okay, the DASH diet is a dietary pattern promoted by the U.S.-based National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute to prevent and control hypertension. The DASH diet is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and low-fat dairy foods. Stock up on DASH staples, fruits. Choose a variety of fruits, such as apples, oranges, and bananas. You know, great sources of potassium in those bananas. Vegetables, low-fat dairy products, grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes. Lean meats, if you must, and that's going to be poultry, preferably, you know, the white meat, and your oily fish out there. Condiments. So the fish would be like, I forgot it. Salmon is a good one. Tuna is actually a good one if you want it. It's good to, you know, reduce it. Then you got condiments, seasons, and spreads. So you got to watch those. So for me personally, bro, I've, you know, found my way. I've been eating a lot of spinach, cauliflower. You know, the point is that when you make your plate, you know, you want to have 1 part meat, and you want to have, you know, if you divide it into 4 sections, you want to have 2 parts of the vegetables, and then some whole grains like some wheat bread or something like that. And then you want to have some fruit, you know, with your meal. You know, you can have it before you eat or after you eat, you know, because what Coach was saying that, you know, most people don't get the vegetables. That's, I'm not going to say it's BS, but it's to most black people don't, because I've been getting my quota.
He doesn't.
You got to be right. You got to be focused. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm focused. Like, I'll wake up, bro, I'll have some oatmeal and a banana and maybe an apple right there. So you're supposed to have 4 servings of fruit a day. So right there, I knocked out 2 servings in the morning. You know, the oatmeal, I'll put some, what do you call it? Flax seeds with the oatmeal, like 1 or 2 tablespoons. And that's good to reduce your cholesterol as well.
Yeah.
So, by that time, like what you said, you're breaking your fast, you know, in a more holistic way than with more salts and nonsense, putting you on that salt train all day. Because, you know, once you get, like, you smoke the first cigarette or the first blunt, you're going to smoke another blunt quicker. The longer you go without it, you know, you're not chasing that dragon. You can't wake up eating salts and sugars and chasing that dragon all day. So,
not healthily.
Not healthily, not over the long term. Now, when we were conscious, though, Self, in college, we knew we were out there hooping 8, 9, 10 games a day. And even that wasn't the best. But imagine if we wasn't eating crap, the shape we'd have been in. But that was still helping to process all of that crap out of us because we were so damn active and our heart was just pumping that shit right out. You know, that all being said, though, lunchtime, I'll have a salad, you know, I'll just have a salad, or I might not eat lunch, you know, and if I you know, or if it's some leftovers, I'll make sure, because the leftovers are healthy now, you know, because the day before I ate healthy, but I'll make sure it's less of the meat portion, and I killed red meat, and then make sure I got my vegetables, very important.
I've pretty much salad, I use spinach as my salad. I don't.
Yes, great tactic. Spinach is very, very good for lowering cholesterol, and it's very high in potassium.
And it's better uncooked. It's a higher value. Yeah, raw.
Yeah. So, and you could put it on your sandwiches instead of lettuce.
Yeah, and I replace lettuce with pretty much with spinach. Yeah, that's what I've done.
Oh yeah, and it keeps you regular. It's got that fiber you were talking about earlier. Cauliflower is a good one.
Dr. Sabi said cauliflower is no good, but
did he?
Yeah. Well, actually, he said it wasn't. He said it wasn't bad for you, though. He said it was like really nothing.
No value.
Yeah. Okay. It was really like really nothing, cauliflower, because he's saying anything that's been compromised as far as it was created a mixture of 2 plants, and he's saying almost all of the stuff that's mixed, you know, he's not almost, he said all of the stuff that's been mixed is
so he's saying cauliflower is a hybrid.
Yes.
Okay.
And hybrids are not healthy for alkaline people, or, you know, alkaline electric people.
Okay.
Which he stated we are.
Yeah. Mixed vegetables. I've been getting what else? A little peanut butter. Peanuts are good, of course, but you don't want them salted.
He talked about peanuts too. He was like, almonds are original, and peanuts are have been hybrid. Said almonds are good. Walnuts, but that's Dr. Sadie. I'm, going off track.
Yeah. So, you definitely want to get some nuts.
Yes.
Yeah, in your diet. I always say, if you're eating like the primates, the other primates, your heart has a better chance. If you're eating like the gorillas and the chimpanzees, they're sitting there and, like you said, breaking walnuts all day and eating bananas and smash watermelon over a rock and sit there and have a delicacy. Oh, watermelon. Oh, I've been ramming some watermelon, so. You know what I mean? Yes.
Seeded watermelon is the best.
Yeah. And so that's just so full of water, and then you got to make sure you get it.
The true water, like
yes,
the true water, like it's from the fruits, is the one that really,
hydrates you.
Yes, it's the real water, like
and fiber is in that too.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, and they said that the rind is actually good for you. When you come up in school and they tell you don't eat the rind, and your family tell you don't eat the rind, that rind gonna make you sick. And as a kid, you were naturally eating some of that rind. It's the healthiest part of the damn watermelon.
Just like the skin on most fruits.
And
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, you eat everything but the rind and throw it out in the yard in Mississippi. The chickens come from everywhere and get all of that.
Eat it all, don't they? It's
all the
the
way down
best
to
part of the watermelon, Self, they say.
All the way down.
Wow. It's ways that you can cook it. There's recipes and everything where you can use that rind and, yeah. But I remember I would be eating, don't eat that rind, it's going to make you sick. And I'm listening to some big fat ass. You know what I mean? Sweating with a pork chop in her mouth, probably.
Yeah, she didn't know better.
You know what I mean? Right. Like you said, God bless her. Pretty sure she's an ancestor now. So, yeah.
She didn't know better. She knows better now.
As I do. So, yeah. So
you knew then.
Yeah. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with this rind. You know what I'm saying?
Probably the most alkaline part of it.
Man, bro. Man.
You should have seen the chickens, bro. Like,
enjoying it.
Man, they come from everywhere. They be like, oh shit, it's rind on it.
They throwing out the best part. they get like fighting each other over it.
Like, that motherfucking rooster get over there. He be like,
oh yeah, the rooster gonna get his.
Yeah.
All right, so we did that. All right, so now we want to talk about types of medicine and treatments. So in terms of prescriptions written, the top 4 high blood pressure medications are the ACE inhibitor, lisinopril.
Mm-hmm.
So you might hear Prentavil or Zestro. You see the commercials. Followed by amlodipine. That's what they prescribed to me, 5 milligrams. After about two months worth of visits, I still haven't taken a pill. Followed by amlodipine, Baselet, Norvasac, and then they have a calcium channel blocker and generic hydrochlorothiazide. Those are the drugs. Listen, you guys, we're going to tell you, listen to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean? Everybody's situation is different. We all make our own choices. I went and got the drugs, read up on them, and I'm like, it's risk reward, and you know what I mean? And I'm watching my pressure go down considerably.
Just being focused and disciplined.
Yeah. And working out. You know, so back with you, yeah. So now exercise, I think we did this, but just some briefly regular physical activity, such as 150 minutes a week or about 30 minutes most days, can lower your blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, it's important to be consistent, because if you stop exercising, your blood pressure can rise again. Brisk walks, jogging, swimming, weight training. I got some stairs leading up to my apartment, so I've been doing about, I've been doing 30 minutes a day, brisk walking up and down the stairs. Don't take a day off. You know, you want to start sweating. Once you start sweating, then of course you know that the heart is pumping faster out there, and you want to be able to maintain that level for X amount of time. Consistency is the key. I didn't go out there and say I'm going to do 30 minutes on these stairs today. I think I started out, I might have done like 10 minutes, you know, just to get my body, you know, back in the groove, you know, my body, mind, soul, spirit, heart. Then I did 11 minutes, you know, for a few days. And then, you know, went up to like 13 minutes. And I went up to maybe like 17 minutes and 20 minutes. So I've been doing 30 minutes for at least 3 weeks now, and nonstop. Important thing is make sure you stretch before and after, and you will start seeing some progress out there. You will start seeing some progress out there, you know? Go ahead, my fault, Noop, go ahead.
No, I mean, on your journey, consistency is the key in every aspect of your life. Like consistency and discipline, you can make everything you want to happen.
Facts, man. Yeah, Self, I'll be out there listening to growth and development books, you know, ebooks and things like that as I'm working out, you know, in the morning. And I call it eating the frog. I get out there first thing in the morning. Also, Self, I take about 3 cloves of garlic every morning straight to the dome. Now, and since I've been eating it, you know, I'm not going to say it's like what we know from pledging, but as I've been eating it, you know, like when I first started, I'm like, ugh. Now it almost tastes good, I dare to say. It just shows you how your palate adjusts and how the body, mind, and the garlic, you know, as you know, it has a lot of vitamins and nutrients that help keep you healthy, but also it's great to lower your cholesterol as well. It's a great cholesterol lower. So I'll do that, and then I'll take maybe a tablespoon of flaxseed right behind it, first thing in the morning, knocking that out, you know, listening to my self-help every morning, up early, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, my past few readings, I've had some that were 120, you know, like, yeah. But it's since I came back from my last doctor visit, and just something told me, don't take these fucking pills. Because I saw the trend that it was going down. You know what I mean? It just spiked when I went into office for God knows what reason. And, but yeah, Self, I've been back down close to quote unquote normal the last few readings. So, yeah, went out and got me one of these.
Yep, my mom got that exact one.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones on the market. You know, it's about $60 at CVS. You know, and put that on here out there. Normally, I test it at night, right before I lay it down. Uh-oh.
Fumbo.
Yeah, something bumbling. All right, so we're going to see. Let's see, what time is it here out there? 8:10. All right. All right, Self, I can't talk while I'm doing this. So.
All right, we're going to get right from, I don't want to say horse because he's way more than that, but right from 9 Mill's mouth. I'm going to see exactly what is going on with his recovery to normal. and he's been doing the work. So I expect to see the results. And he's going to let us know shortly. As you know, how you get your, blood pressure done at the doctors.
Facts. Facts,
So,
facts. All right. Not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah. 129 over 92. And when they calibrated it versus the one at the hospital,
yeah,
mine is 9 points higher. So this would actually be 120 over 83.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
what I'm looking for, what I was expecting.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah. That's what
Discipline
we got.
and focus can change the world, y'all.
Yeah.
So y'all seeing this, help us change the world. Discipline and focus.
And intent. Yep. Set your intentions and, change the way you move out there. Change the way you're moving out there. So, you got any final words on this here topic, self-love?
No, not really. Before final words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, I spoke out on a lot.
Facts. Yeah, I would just say, you guys, get yourself checked, because it's like a thief in the night. Luckily enough, I decided to, get to the doctor's office and have a regular checkup, and this came up. So I'm working towards it. Still got work to do. It's a lifestyle. That's why they say it's a lifestyle change. So that's all I can do. And I would just encourage everybody, we're about lessons, not lectures. We're solutionists. I would encourage everybody over 40 to invest. I don't use that word lightly. Invest in a home monitoring kit and start monitoring your blood pressure. Keep a journal. Keep your eye on it. Stop shaking that salt out. Yeah. Stop shaking that salt. So that's our call to action. Asking you cats to get your blood pressure taken at least once per year. Get your BP monitor. Quit smoking. I know this sounds cliche. Eat properly. Exercise at least 30 minutes, at minimum 4 times per week. Reduce your weight. And all right. So that brings us to the riddle key, self-love. Let's go ahead and solve the riddle. Hold on. I want to repeat it first, though. All right. Crime, wealth, mindset. What is the difference between a jeweler and a jailer?
A jeweler sells watches, and the jailer watches sales.
That is exactly right. Ding, ding, ding to self-love. He has done it again. Nag nabbit. All right. And so you guys tune in on Wednesday, June 22nd, right here on the Self Luv Show on TATN. We've got Accumulating Wealth 102. This one's called Empire Building. And that's where our panel is going to get into ways to suggest ways to put your money out there. We always suggest here on the Self Love Show, you go to a professional financial advisor, make your own decisions out there, blah, 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 blah. We're not going to be held responsible for anybody losing money in any investments. And anytime you invest, there's a risk that you can what, Self?
Not take.
Yes. Anytime you invest, you can lose everything.
Right? Yeah, so you cannot take that risk.
Right.
Or you can get involved with it. You're in or you're not.
Right. But just know that you can lose. But that's not what we're about here. And we're talking about how to build your money and how to make sure that if and when you do lose, you don't lose your shirt. You don't lose everything. You know, diversify and things of this nature. Don't give all your money to one slick talking Ivy League person. All right. All right. So now we've got tomorrow mouthpiece included. You know, we'll right there. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece on mouthpiece included. We'll have some great hot topics for you. And then enough of my rambling. I'm going to turn it over to this brother to my right for Wordsmith's final words out there.
So, we're talking about hypertension, high blood pressure, the silent killer. Sometimes no symptoms for intervention. So that really means you need to get a checkup. Even if you check up on yourself. Health is wealth. That little monitor is $60. You can save yourself. Decide to put your mask on first. Then to the universe, your gift you can disperse. I know it's harsh, but we say nothing's worse than unfulfilled potential. Decide to live a long life. Make that choice and put into actions what you need to do through your voice. Because all energy is vibration. And some of the best is come out of us after a deep thought and inhalation. Create your life and decide it. Put aside your vice. All of us know what we need to do. But it's up to you to choose what you're going to pursue. I need you to decide on us. And that's in the Creator I trust. Words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Close this out. This is called Act 2, The Love of My Life.
Yeah, I love this track.
Yeah, this is The Roots. I think they featured Rashid. Y'all may know him as Common. Close it on out, y'all. Eat to live. Don't live to eat. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Yes, sir. Murder is suicide.
Yeah. An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
If you see something, say something.
Book 12. Greed plus ego over fear. Yeah, well, that's slavery.
Facts. Charity plus humility times love is freedom.
Absolutely. Do not answer questions.
Question everything.
Facts. Fear is one big illusion.
Vibrate, love.
Forgiveness and charity, those are the highest love vibrations.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end a beef.
Yeah, take some Dunkin' Donuts or some Winchell's on down to the local pig department. Break bread. Hey, I heard that healthy people heal people.
Well, yeah, that's facts. Because for sure, hurt people hurt people.
More growth and development. Free Larry Hoover.
Free Chief Malik.
Free the guys, man.
Prison is slavery.
Absolutely. If you keep your eyes on Yahusha, you could be like St. Pedro and walk on water.
Yeah, man, you can move mountains.
Whole mountain, Noop?
Yeah, Noop, that mountain right there, get right out the way.
Had to take a whole lot of Tesla batteries.
No, bro. No, bro. All we need is the faith of a mustard seed. And Yahshua told us that'll get right out the way.
Faith, huh?